So just real quick here, I do want to tell everyone, put your pitchforks down and let's not try to kill the sword hero or ridicule him, because the sword hero did cause this problem. But he indirectly did so. He didn't intentionally mean to harm and hurt everyone that was there. Naofumi stated it. He even said, listen, he thinks of this game as a video game world, much as he should. So he may treat it as if it is a game at times. And that is something that's very reasonable. So whenever I say indirectly, yes, he is the cause, but he didn't directly mean to harm and hurt everyone that was there. He just kind of was being a knucklehead, and he forgot to clean up the mess in which he caused. So I just want to throw it out there, wanting people to really kind of think about that. Don't hate him. He didn't intentionally do something. Everyone makes mistakes in their lives, whether it be in real life or the fictional one, and this one's one that we could definitely understand why it happened and how it came about. So just think about that before you hate on the sword hero entirely. So moving on, though, I want to say I loved everything that this episode truly did do. I love the choreography. I love the curse shield being activated, and we'll hop more into the curse shield in and of itself soon. But I do want to ask the question, how did a dead dragon become a zombie dragon? What was that crystal? And it seems as if it had to be implanted there. So I'm really wondering what that is, and I think a lot of us should pay attention to detail. Did someone intentionally cause that? I don't know. That's something that's really interesting. That's a very, very, very big question mark. That variable is just a gigantic question mark, and I'm wondering what happened there. And that crystal, to put an emphasis on it, I wonder if that's the way this show is going towards. So looking at the fight and looking at this episode, I think we could all say that Naofumi was a darker character and/or a ruder character, a greedier character in this episode, and I think it's beautifully showcased as to why that is. And whenever he goes curse mode, and once curse mode gets activated, we get to see that he's having all these flashbacks. And that's what I talk about whenever I love the choreography and the direction and the way this is set up, orchestrated per se, this whole scene, because it really characterizes Naofumi's character. And I mean that in the sense of, look, we get to see what he thinks about whenever he goes into a blind rage, what is truly deep down in his heart and or his mind, the hatred that lies there still, seeing mine, seeing the spear hero, seeing the king, seeing the people that disowned him, not knowing the true facts. That was cool to see, and that's something that we don't always get in a scene like this. It really characterized who Naofumi is today, and it also characterized who makes him happy, who truly is not just his sword in Raftalia, but who truly is his shield. He himself is not his own shield. Raftalia is also that shield. I know it states in this, there in the episode that she says, "I'll trust the shield hero if no one else will," and that's what ultimately brings back Naofumi. But don't just think about the sword that she proclaims herself to be, in which she is. Remember, she is also the shield or his protector. So it's pretty cool. She is both the shield and the sword. She will defend against attacks, and she will fight off attacks of the public. And I love that about her character. And it really, truly carries weight with me. I love that. I think that's exceptional. I think that's great writing. I think that's how you should write a character. We have a lot of characters that in shonen per se, whether it be Luffy from One Piece, whether it be Goku, whether it be Naruto, whether it be Natsu, one of their biggest issues is the typical, hey, I'm going to defend myself mentally, I'm going to defend myself, physically. And it's cool to see a show come down, just be just humble almost in a way. It's really weird, and say, hey, I don't need a character that's going to have all that plot armor. I'll take this character with these huge flaws. I'll have someone do the fighting for him physically sometimes. I'll have someone do the fighting for him mentally sometimes. It's refreshing. It's really cool to see that, and that's not a knock on those other series, but it's cool to see a show like this not go that direct route, and that's kind of what made ReZero so good, and that's not up for debate. I think we all get that. It added uniqueness. It added a lot of different aspects to said show. So I really think that is cool. But whenever you fight the dragon, though, we also get to see Naofumi cry, and I think that carries weight because he's someone who really is emotionless, right? He's someone who's trying to cut off all his emotions, but it shows you that even if something bad happens to you, there's always going to fragments, pieces of who you truly are and or were from the past with you, no matter what. You know what I mean? Whether it's you're going through a breakup and someone changes you that way, whether something tragic happens, it's crazy to see how you still stay true to who you are. And I love the realistic aspect of Naofumi's character. That's amazing. That's awesome. That's awesome. That really carries weight. It really brought this party together, and I think us as viewers together into this series. So that's really cool to see. But diving more directly into the curses. What is the curse series? It's not on his list. He says that towards the end of the show, or episode, I should say, not the show, because the show's not over by no means, not even close. But he does go into detail about how it's not even on his list. It's not even showing what is the curse series exactly. So that's a super secret, and I would say a sacred art per se. Not saying that it is sacred art, because probably classified as something else, but a sacred skill. And it makes me wonder, does a sword hero have one? Does a spear hero or bow hero have one? And I want to say no, and the only reason is because that's probably a handicap for the shield hero in general, because he doesn't have an offensive attack, and we get to see that his attack when he goes into curse mode, and we don't even know how deep he was into curse mode, but anything he touches, anyone that were to strike him, they instantly get cursed. Example, Raftalia is actually cursed now. She has a curse on her. If you have a curse on you, it's going to eat away, and it could even render you not to be able to fight with a specific limb and or limit limbs in general. It may render you defenseless to where you can't fight at all. So there's a lot of cool things that could go into this, this curse shield, and maybe it's a curse that slowly eats away at you and actually, makes the person that came into contact with it meet their demise. And the shield seems as if it cannot be broken through. We saw crazy attacks, tail whips from the dragon with who knows how much force was behind it, easily just get discarded, and defended by the shield. Naofumi didn't even move an inch whenever he is being struck by the dragon. So a lot of things that can go into that, think about that. If he can obtain said power and use it wisely, and maybe that's what this show, the route the show was going to go, because Naofumi also does say, if I use that power, though, I'll lose my mind. So maybe there's a way to use the curse power in a correct manner, just like Asa does with his power that we saw last episode. He's able to activate it without losing himself. So, nothing special necessarily there in that presentation, but it is something that is there and would be interesting to find out if that is true. To find out more about it in general would be true. So we also did get to see that the crystal that Naofumi took activated a ability that he can not yet use. He is level 37, because Raftalia is 38, and of course Philo or Philo, however you pronounce it, is 39. So he cannot activate that ability yet, and it makes you wonder, what was that crystal then? That's a special. If a crystal you put into your shield makes it so you can activate an ability that you're not even ready to use yet, you are not at the level to use yet, and you're already level 37, then that's a special kind of crystal. There's something about that. There's something up with that crystal. We know that other things have allowed him to use abilities instantly, but this one is saying, listen, you have this special ability now, and because it's special, you can't even use it yet. You're not even high enough. You're level 37. So that's pretty crazy. He found what I would like to call an ultra rare item and or an exotic item, most likely. So that's going to be pretty cool to see how that turns out and where that goes and what kind of ability that could be. Maybe it's something that's it's just going to change the game entirely. It's going to be something that's like the Cursed series, but it's also something that is not going to take control of Naofumi as a character. So it could be another new offensive weapon. And the Cursed series could be, it could be his primary offensive weapon per se, but in the Cursed series could always be that thing that you may have to risk it all for to use if you're in a life or death situation. So other than that, though, looking at the series as a whole, I just love the route it's going, man. I love everything that's going down with this. I hope that mine was not behind the crystal. Why do I think mine was behind the crystal? It's just weird, man. The crystal and the dragon is just weird. How did it get there? It wasn't there before as a regular dragon. Why the hell is it there now? I don't truly get that. But and one of the big emphasis once again is just listen. Naofumi is not a bad person. He got exposed. Naofumi got exposed in this episode. This episode is able to add different variables into Naofumi's new curse power and the new power he obtained through an extremely rare item. Clearly that he can't even use yet. What role is that going to play? Can Raph Talia fight now? Even she's cursed. She's up. She's able to move per se, you know, at least sit up and move her extremities, but to what extent? You know, how crucial is this curse? What is this curse's abilities? We know that gives him crazy strength and whatnot, so on and so forth, but what does it do to the people that come in contact with it? I don't know, and I'm really dying to see where that goes and what comes of that. So, other than that, though, I just loved how this episode did it added all these questions, and it added to the show in general. So, added to the features of the characters, per se, and showcased where they are, how they got here, and what they're still struggling to get over. So, that's really cool. As always, guys, you guys have been Hex. Be sure to leave a like, a comment, a subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.